Hey, it's Christmas and it's raining. Hello there. Hello. This is our little belen which we've had for years and years. And the Christmas tree. No presents yet, but barely any. But yeah. And this is the piece de resistance, I don't know how to pronounce that. It's just like the Griswolds. Eat your heart out, Clark. Eat your heart out. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation is directed by Jeremiah Chechik, written by John Hughes, and stars Chevy Chase, Beverly D'Angelo, a very young Juliette Lewis, and Johnny Galecki. And in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, instead of going cross-country or to Europe, the Griswolds are staying home for Christmas, and Clark wants to have this big holiday celebration in his house with both his parents and Ellen's parents. And in typical Griswold fashion, things begin to go wrong. I don't know if I'm ever gonna tour my house again like I did in the intro, but we'll see. But yes, this is the third movie in the Vacation series, and it just might be my favorite, because while I think that there's a bit of lack of focus all throughout the movie, this movie does feature a very funny script as well as an all-star comedy cast that delivers as usual. Now, this is actually the first Vacation movie that I'd say has really good visuals. The visuals here are brought to us by comedy cinematographer Thomas E. Ackerman, who also did the visuals for Beetlejuice. And some of his shots here, especially the ones in like the snowy landscapes, are really beautiful. And you know what, having the Griswolds stay in one place this time around is actually really refreshing, and the production design really helps in making the Griswold house feel like home, if you know what I mean. This is also the only Vacation movie not to feature the song Holiday Road, but that's okay because instead we have the song Christmas Vacation performed by Mavis Staples, and I really like it as well. It gives off that same vibe and really has that Christmas holiday cheer spirit to it. The editing here by Jerry Greenberg and Michael A. Stevenson has tons of comedic timing in it, which is great. This is the first Vacation movie that has normal pacing in the sense that it's not structured like a sketch comedy, and it really works. And after European Vacation's unfortunately scattershot script, thankfully, John Hughes has returned with a very funny movie here. He has lots of really quotable lines in there. And of course, the cast has remained consistently strong so far in the series. For me, this is the definitive Chevy Chase performance as Clark Griswold. Beverly D'Angelo is charming as ever as Ellen. Juliette Lewis and Johnny Galecki don't really have as much to do in this movie as Audrey and Russ, not as much as the kids in the last movie, but they're still good, and you get a lot of great kind of guest performances all in this one house. Randy Quaid returns from the first movie as Cousin Eddie, and he crushes it with both the comedy and with giving this character a lot of heart as well. John Randolph is great as Clark's dad. They have a really nice touching moment near the end of the movie. And Doris Roberts is here as well. You might recognize her as Raymond's mother-in-law in Everybody Loves Raymond, and she is fantastic. And the director Jeremiah Chechik really shows surprising versatility in this movie, from the opening like car chase, which is surprisingly well filmed, to the quieter moments between characters. And he really manages to bring back the interesting tone that Harold Ramis had in the very first movie, that of being a mix of comedy and dark satire, this time a satire on how families celebrate Christmas. As for negatives, there are just ultimately just a lot of little problems throughout the movie that bring it down for me. I wish they delved more into the family relationships instead of just making us pretty much hate almost every single family member the Griswolds have. I really wish they delved into the relationship between Clark and his dad because of that touching moment near the end of the movie. There's also this subplot about Eddie and his kids that seemed very promising, but they completely dropped it and never revisited it. And there are two neighbor characters here, played by Nicholas Guest and Julia Louis-Dreyfus, and they're pretty unnecessary. Their scenes are very out of place, and I think the last act of this movie could have used just a little more tightening up to keep the tone from wavering, because this is when Clark starts to go a bit crazy again, and it doesn't really know when to amp up his insanity or to like calm it down. So I think National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation is an okay movie. I still think that the very first one is still the best one, objectively speaking, but this is the most enjoyable one to watch, definitely, especially now that it's almost Christmas. Alright, so those are my thoughts on National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Have you guys seen it? What do you think about it? Whether you agree with me or not, please leave me a comment. Let's have a conversation.